Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Spirit in You. My name is Debbie and welcome to your April 2019 general reading, and I hope that you're feeling happy. I'm feeling especially happy today. This morning I found a feather in my bathroom on top of the bath. Well, actually it was on top of my jeans, which was over the side of the bath. First card coming out for you is the Hierophant. And it was especially special because yesterday I had an enormous declutter. I got rid of things that had just been hanging around forever because I do have a tendency to collect, crystals, candles, driftwood, oils, pebbles. I mean, it just goes on, dried flowers, plants, and I had a declutter and it was lovely. So last night when I had my shower, to leave my jeans over the bath was unusual because I like to put everything away. Anyway, this morning, go into the bathroom, on top of my jeans, over the bath is a feather, and it's about so big and it has lifted me up no end. So just had to share that with you. I don't know if you believe in angels. It doesn't really matter. I think they're wonderful and I love them, and they mean a great deal to me. So I was so pleased. Anyway, I'm shuffling away the wild unknown, and we've got the Hierophant so far, so I'm going to take out 8 cards. Now if they don't sort of suddenly jump out, I will just finish shuffling and then just take them off the top, but I'm shuffling, that's the main thing. I'm not going to do the whole casino shuffle because I will make a mess of it. I haven't perfected it, and I know it, they'll go everywhere. Anyway, I've got this feeling, I think for everybody for the month of April, that we're going to be going through some sort of evil. Oh, there we are. We've got, let's just take these few that have just popped out, which is the Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, Son of Cups, Daughter of Pentacles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll have 3 more in a second. I have a feeling April is going to be an evolutionary growth spiritually for lots of us. So I think that's what's going to be happening kind of across the board for everybody. So we'll see how the energies span out for you, Sagittarius, during the course of the month. So we've got 5 cards now. So one more little shuffle and then I will take them off the top. So 1, 2, 3, and the 3 that we have is the 9 of Pentacles. I'm just going to move these cards over here a moment, bear with me. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. So we started off, so is that right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 8. I'm going to shuffle the angel cards now. So the reason for the angel cards is, as I just explained, I love angels and we've all got a guardian angel rather, and I like to work with them. Years and years ago, in the early days of kind of discovering my spirituality and where I was going and what it meant for me, I started working with angels. I was working in a healing centre and somebody talked to me about angels and I was just fascinated, and it kind of opened up some realms, and I really looked into it and I started noticing all sorts of things, and feathers were very, very typical. So I recognise signs now and I love them. I'm going to take one from here, and you've got stress management, so let's put that over there. And what's lovely about them is the protection side of things, the way that they come in and they just want to be of service, so I always feel protected by them. Anyway, that's just my take on it. It's all always open to personal interpretation, isn't it? So the first 2 cards for the first week, Hierophant there and the Chariot there. So let's start with this Hierophant. Now, when the Hierophant comes through, the way that I'm feeling it for you now in terms of energy is it feels, because I've talked about this spiritual growth, this kind of evolutionary feel that I'm getting. This would coincide with that, because the crow is often, in terms of how it's how it's depicted, is it's a messenger, and it feels like that for me always. I always relate to this card as a message coming, and it's normally on a spiritual level. So it could be that just ties in with what I'm feeling. So for some of you, it could be that you're going through a spiritual evolution, a spurt, a growth, a manifestation, or you're just exploring. It could be that you're tapping into your intuition, that you're working with some form of divination, that you're just have an inquiring mind and you're interested in all aspects of spirituality and philosophy, and what does it mean, and what does it mean to understand all of these things. It could be just along those kind of lines. The other message could come in the form of, now in the modern world, it could be the form of an email, a letter, a message somehow, a phone call, but it's coming in whichever form it takes for you, Sagittarius, this month, and whatever personal to you in your life, the way that your life moves and the experiences that you go through and where you are right at this moment. It could be that it's a message that brings in some very good news, because this key is quite symbolic of opening up the door, of opportunities coming your way. I do feel a sense of study with it, and that's for some of you. So for some of you, you're going to be embarking on some study, and that could be sort of some form of philosophy. It could be spirituality. It could be anything that you're studying. But for some of you, there will be a study element. And this key is almost like the congratulations. You've passed the exam. You've got through the degree. You've got there. That's what that key means in that respect. Because it feels symbolic that it's opening up a door. It's opening up a door to a new home, a new beginning, a new stage, a new arena, a new phase even. So the message that comes through, and this little bit of lightning here that's coming through, that's what it feels like. For some of you, it's going to be, whoa, I wasn't expecting that, simply because you weren't expecting it. But for some of you that are on this spiritual growth, this path, it will be something that you've been waiting for and you've been hoping for, and it's going to be a message coming through that way. It's going to be that, aha, that I get it, I got it, I know what you mean now. Whichever form it takes, it's a form of a message. It's just that it can be taken in several ways depending on what stage you're at, what's going on with you. But a message coming through nonetheless. That's what I'm getting through, kind of like the beginning of the first week as you kick off April, which is lovely. So something coming through. For some, it's expected because you've been waiting for it, whatever, and it could come in any form. Could be work, and it could be in the relationship, something that you've been waiting for. And for others, it'll be unexpected, but it won't be scary. It'll be pleasurable. Then you've got the Chariot. So this is the first week, and the Chariot represents the major arcana, and it's Cancer. So it could be that there's somebody around you that's a water sign. Could be literally Cancer, the sign of Cancer, or it could be a Scorpio, or it could be a Pisces. But somebody that's around you or has got that energy, could be in the workplace or just in your zone of friends, in the framework, in whatever you do, your experience of life, something that's going on. Their energy could come in. And if it's not a physical person, then it could be literally your own energy. What that would mean then is that you are kind of using your intuition quite strongly. You're tapping into the nurturing side of you as well, and into an element of freedom of your mind, of releasing things that are stagnant, and opening up to ideas that are a little bit out of the ordinary and beyond what your normal perception would be. That's how this card kind of feels to me. The other aspect of it, an element of it, is that this is you driving your own vehicle, your vehicle as in this vessel, you moving yourself forward, you propelling yourself forward with some serious gusto as well. What I like about this card is you understanding it. It's like you understand the matrix, even for those that are on this sort of growth path. For those that you are really looking into spirituality, it could be that there's the matrix, you're getting it. It's for some of you as well, the sort of medicine wheel, there's all sorts of stuff around that you might be looking into, but you are the driver rather than the passenger. So that there's feelings and meanings around this card for different people for different reasons. It's always a matter of personal interpretation, because this is a general reading, and of course you know that, Sagittarius, you have the wherewithal to work that out. But what's happening as well is that I'm noticing that there's a horse feeling going on. This top of mine has got horses on it, and I had no idea that I'd chosen it for that reason, but somehow I did. And since then, horses just keep coming up, and it's come up in a few of the readings, but not necessarily with the chariot. So there's a connection. So I think the water sign may well be a Scorpio coming through for you, but this is the sign of Cancer in that respect. So a water sign may be coming in. There's also Sagittarius. We've all got a bit of every sign in us. So it could be that there's a bit more Scorpio coming out in you, a bit more of the intensity to really look into things. And that could be where the spirituality bit's coming out. There's a sense of freedom here as well. You needing to be free to steer your course. You needing to have the freedom to sort of feel the wind in your hair, to be outside, to be amongst nature, and to be directing which way you want to go. Now, if this related to a relationship, it would show the calming of the waters. It would show a nurturing and a merging together, a blending together of ideas, personalities and feelings. So you getting along really well with somebody is how I'm feeling for the first week, Sagittarius, because that looks rather nice, doesn't it? And then for the second week, let's get out these next two cards. You got the Wheel of Fortune, and then you got the Sun of Cups. So let's deal with the Wheel of Fortune. So when the Wheel of Fortune comes along, it speaks of fate and destiny. And we're kind of talking about this spiritual aspect, aren't we? The growth, evolutionary thing that's going on. So it might be for some of you that you're really into fortune telling, into cards, into scrying with things. Or it could just be that the universe is looking down on you and watching over you, as the angels do, in which case, either way, it's beautiful. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, it just keeps moving, and it's got all of the elements. So it's asking you, the way that I'm feeling it and the way that I'm interpreting the energies, it's asking you to tap into all of you, holistically, the whole of you. So using your mind, your body, your soul, using your ability to communicate, using your heart so that you communicate from a heart-centered place, because you can verbalize really beautifully, and then you've got to express yourself through your heart. You've got to use your tummy to keep that drive going, and then you've got to keep yourself grounded as well. So you're kind of using this whole aspect. So you're connecting all the way from the top through you to the bottom, to your feet. So you've got that mind, body and soul connection all the way through. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is making me feel like. So in terms of fate and destiny, very nice. It just means that good things are coming. And if the universe has got your back, and if the universe is watching and waiting and wants to deliver what you've been asking for, then it's time to start manifesting, Sagittarius. It is time to start manifesting, and it's time to start using the law of attraction. So in essence, that it means that you put out what you want to come back. So you are a vibrational match. So that what you admit, your energy, because we're all made of energy, that you know that feeling when you just meet somebody and you either like them or you don't, that's a instinctive, that's an energy. So if you emit this vibration of yours, which you will probably do unconsciously, we all do, but if you start getting really conscious with it and really getting into the centering yourself, you can start manifesting things that you need, things that you want, things that you desire, because the universe just needs to know. And the universe works in perfect harmony and perfect precision. And it does that regardless of what we're doing in our lives, but it understands the vibration that you send out, and it gives you the same back. So if you want to make some changes and you want things to be better and you want fate and destiny to really play its part, then you've got to kind of step up, step in and act out what you want. So law of attraction, very helpful. So into the kind of second week, then you get Sagittarius, you get the Sun of Cups. Now the Sun of Cups refer to water, and we've got the Cancer sign going on here, so a water element. I'm just glancing over, that is the only element there. Now when I get this card for you now, I'm looking at the way that the energy is working, and it's coming from every angle, so it's all around is what I'm feeling. So you're going to feel like you're supported, during April. You're going to feel like you've got somebody literally just holding you from behind, moving you forward. It's almost like that feeling as if you fell back, somebody would catch you. That's the way the universe wants to step in, the way that it wants to help you. But it requires you to move forward in a steady fashion, but in an intentional fashion. I like the way that this card feels as well, because it draws me to, I mean, I'm enjoying this energy here. It's drawing me to you feeling and understanding that what you put out comes in. So if you bring out this energy, as this cup is asking you to do, and you bring out this vitality and this understanding, this matrix, you getting what it all means, then you're going to get more of the same. So the energy is going to come back, vibrancy is going to come back, and good things will start to happen. Things will show up, you'll notice things. The card also takes me out to nature, because it's a swan, and you loving every aspect of that, being around nature, enjoying the trees, the breeze, the water, everything, all that. There's a strong sense of being very creative here, very artistic, in whichever form, Sagittarius, that takes for you. Whether some of you are playing the guitar, listening to music, painting something, whatever it is, creating in the kitchen, it doesn't matter what it is, gardening, all sorts of whatever is creative. This is rather dreamy. So this is your intuition, imagination, and innate ability to create something, whatever that is. Now, the fact that we've got a sun there, we're going to heed that, because it might be that for some of you, it's your son who is just needing a little bit of, not financial help, emotional help. It could be that for some of you, you've got a son and they just need you to point them in the right direction, because they're just feeling slightly lost just in that moment. And that will get better, because with age and with understanding, they will realise that everything is only a moment in time, but you will be supporting them if you're the parent and this is your son. So that's rather lovely. And where are we now? So that was the first week, wasn't it? So second week, and now we're going into the third week, Sagittarius, and you have the 9 of Pentacles, and then you've got the daughter. So you've got a pentacle feel here, and pentacles refer to money. They refer to the material realm, they refer to possessions, your standing in life, what you've achieved, and kind of how you think people see you. And there's an element of this of you looking at yourself and realising that actually you've done rather well and you are doing rather well. So a 9 is a nice number. It's not 10, it's not complete, but boy, are you getting there. So this is the money getting better. It's the money looking better. And it's the fact that it's a number 9, which means it's increasing. It's going in the right direction. It's headed the way that you hoped it would. You're feathering your nest. You're writing the letters you need to write. You're being in touch with the people that you need to be in touch with. You're making your home exactly as you want it to be. So you're kind of building on a foundation that's already building up really nicely. So April could be the start of what the rest of the year might bring. It could be as well that April is the start of 2019 building up ready for 2020, so that the foundation moves up, so that the money starts to build, the business that you're in, whatever it is that you're doing, starts to firm up and build on a really solid foundation. So you could be setting your intentions and the stage and the steps ready for 2020 being exceptionally good. And the interesting thing about 2020 for you as well is that it's going to be focusing on you. You're going to be really stepping into who you are. And this card says you do that already in a lot of ways. There's a maturity with this card, and a continued maturity to eventual solvency. You know, when you just are solvent, and things are exactly the way that you hoped they would be, materially, emotionally, all that kind of thing. So it's building on a steady foundation already. So April has a movement and an energy behind it, which feels really good. It's a steady. There's an energy behind the card, but there's a steadiness with it as well. So it's like there's a pacing. I'm not going like a bull in the china shop. I'm pacing myself, I'm keeping my energy going, I'm keeping my momentum going, I'm starting off and I'm feeding myself well and looking after myself so I can keep going what I've started and what I plan to do. And for some of you, this is a long term. It's going to be not just this month or the next 3 months. It's going to be leading into and building up to 2020. I know that's quite a prediction, isn't it? A long way off. But making plans now for the future are always a good idea. And then you've got the Daughter of Pentacles. So we had the Sun earlier, so we've got a family feel here. So with the Daughter of Pentacles here, again, Pentacles mean money, the material plane, again, possessions. Look at this lovely horizon here. This is you being really sure-footed. This is you, again, it sits so beautifully. You've got another pentacle as well coming up. So there's a strong theme for building possessions and building bases and things like that. It's transforming the situation and building on it. That's what's happening, which is beautiful. So with the daughter here, and the way that this card looks, the energy for the card is there's a form of protection with this again. You are making sure that you're getting things in the right place. You are building on what you've got and you're utilising your ability to be creative, because what's important to you, what's dear to you, what you need to secure, and the family that you're with that you want to look after, this card shows that you're doing it really well. If this refers then to, for some of you, a daughter, then again, this is actually rather nice though, because this is showing your daughter that actually she's got everything to look forward to, because look at the horizon. This is her stepping into her own, and she feels safe and secure in the environment of you as the parent, as the carer, however that works for you, Sagittarius, however this is for your situation. So if this does apply for you with a daughter, then there's a steady security here that she's actually feeling. So don't worry, because the horizon is looking beautiful. There's that lovely rainbow there. So let's take this card as a very positive way of understanding that the money's going where it should do and all will be well. Yeah. Then we get the Two of Pentacles here. So because we've got this pentacle theme going through, and we've got fate and destiny, haven't we? And I'm just glancing over them. We've got the Chariot and the Hierophant, so messages and things coming in, fate and destiny, and the Two of Pentacles as well. So this is like a gateway into your future. This is you opening up the door, a bit like the key here. Open out, as I'm feeling it, opening up the door into this new space, new place, new opportunity, whatever this is. So the fact that you've got the lovely affinity sign here, so there's an energy and the universe that's backing you, so you can transform any situation financially. It's all about building on what you've got and looking further than your front door, looking further than what does it just tomorrow do. You are planning. So as you plan, so you build, and so you get momentum, and so things start to stack up. And that's what you're doing, which is really lovely. And you're doing that really well. You're doing that with energy, can I just say. And this doorway that I'm getting, it's going to be, not only is it around the pentacles, which is the financial side, there's an awful lot of intellect that's going to be needed. So you're going to be saving money, planning and getting things done, but you're also going to have to use an awful lot of your ingenuity and your intellect to make sure that this plan stays in place, that it comes to fruition, that at the end of the month, the end of the year, whichever way you make this move, Sagittarius, that you look back and think, I did it the way I wanted to do it. I planned it. You know, I am the chariot. I am the driver. I am in charge. The only thing to be aware of during the course of this month is sleep. So your energy is lovely. I'm feeling you being steady. You need to be steady, because this card draws you to, if you overthink and you overdo it, you're not going to sleep. Now that might sound obvious, and it is. But sometimes subconsciously we don't even know that we are taking our problems to bed and we're overthinking things. So this card would remind you in terms of your energy to remember to, in order to fire on all these cylinders and to keep well and to keep boosted and to keep energized, you've got to rest. And the way to rest is to switch off. So meditation, meditation and meditation. And if you haven't practiced it, maybe it's something you're bringing in your new spirituality regime and growth. You could, honestly, you could benefit so much from it, particularly at night time before you go to sleep, to take yourself into a meditative state, put some earphones in and listen to some beautiful music that just relaxes every part of you. You will get such a restful sleep. And that's kind of important when this card comes through, because it will draw, because there's a lot going on this month, because it's quite energized and there's a lot of growth because of the evolution, the spiritual stuff, and the fact that you're making plans. So there's your energy, there's a lot of energy needed to do this. That means that sometimes you could still be wired at night time. So it's turning off everything electrical well before sleep time. It's keeping yourself hydrated, putting in really good food. You need to do that. You need to come off all of the junk food and only put in the good stuff so that you can really step into this month and the rest of these months that I see ahead for you. In order to maintain that, you've got to maintain the vessel, you know, the vehicle, the driver of the vehicle, you know, you're that person, aren't you? So you've got to be good to you. And this card would say, you've got an eye for it, you know what you're doing, but you've got to sleep when you need to sleep and rest accordingly. And therefore, nothing must be taken to bed. Otherwise, you're going to wake up and it's going to be on your mind and it's going to disturb your sleep. And you need your energy. Okay, you need your energy for the month. And it probably ties in with the stress management one here, which is from your angels. But you know what? Stress management, that just, the way that this card feels with me, can you see this? Yeah. This is all about your spirituality, excuse me, as I'm getting it. This is about you performing on such a spiritual level that you're going to understand what's needed anyway. The stress management side of it is just making you aware that you don't need to feel stressed because you've got fate and destiny. You've got the universe looking over you. You've got the chariot. You've got these cards. You've got the Hierophant. You've got things coming through that are really positive and your energy is really vibrant. So keep yourself calm and then you won't experience any stress. Get the sleep that you need and put in only good things. Your body is very in line with everything else and it will intuitively tell you if it doesn't like what you're eating and what you're doing. So listen to the signs. Maybe that's part of your spiritual growth, that you're just going to make a few small changes that end up being just opening you up to all sorts of realms of possibilities because you're just feeling so good. So no need to feel stressed because you do have a handle on this. So Sagittarius, it looks like it's going to be a really interesting month for you. Lots of growth and stuff coming your way. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, perhaps you would give me the thumbs up. And if you really liked it, perhaps you'll subscribe. So have yourself a lovely month. Thank you for watching me. Take very good care of yourself. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye now.